heaps turned up in the mail. Finally things are starting to show up. So first up I got a Hare and Forbes branded, just your basic hammer and dolly kit. Got that off Middleman Tools in Shepparton. Also got these profile gauges. The shorter one, a really long one. It's got a ruler built into it, so you can measure how long stuff is. It's also got magnets on it, so you can't really move it. So that's a good idea. And then yeah, you've got the lock and tab in there, flick them over. Can't move any of them. So yeah, these are a pretty good thing. You can probably get them off eBay, but for 90 bucks for 2 of them, and this one's pretty bloody long. Also got some Cubitron 2 sanding pads for the orbital, from Automotive, some 80 grit roll lock discs, and some belts for the belt sander as well. So that was from Automotive. Aldi's is coming up with the goods. You can't beat Aldi's. Aldi's is the shit. So yeah, heap of attachments. Originally I thought it was just this one to put your fibre discs on. And then I started looking, there's a hook and loop one, so I thought I can grab that too. A wire wheel, and then like the brushed wire wheel. Also picked up a cheapo jigsaw as well. For the amount that I use, I don't need some spastic priced bloody jigsaw. Doesn't need to be Jesus, just needs to work, so that'll last me a while anyway. The old man organised some steel for me. As you can see, the bench has got a top on it. It's not the bench top. I'm still too lazy if I can go and organise that. Hopefully, yeah, soon I can go and organise that. Yeah. But yeah, he organised some steel, so the square tube goes along the top of the tub and along the front wall when I build that. So that's that there. Also got the tube to build the side rails, like the tie rails to weld to this. So that's basically everything I need to finish the tub off. And yeah, I should have some left over, so it's always good to have a bit of stock. Fail number 1. Thought about it, thought I'd get away with it. It's literally 5mm too short on this side. It's going to hit the back of the brake caliper. Spewing. So now I'm going to have to cut this and redo it. Just extend it out. Both guards on. It's good to see something back on there again. Yeah, it's fitting up pretty well, so there's not much left to do. I just drill the holes, paint them. A few other odds and ends to touch up. Guards are all fitted. Just doing a few things now. So I ended up welding these pieces down the side here, brace up them because I had to cut the flange off. I wanted to brace them up, so yeah, I've just welded little bits in the corner just to tie them in. So plus holds their shape because they're a bloody tight fit, but they do fit. So bit of an update on the guards. Haven't really been filming too much, but they're in primer. Inside's done with the bully liner. I was saving it for the Datsun, but they can't actually get bully liner in Australia. I bought some, it hasn't turned up. I've got to chase that up. But the way it's looking is I'm going to have to wrap the line the tub of the Datsun. It's starting to leach through, and I need to recoat it, so yeah, I'm just going to have to do that. So I end up using what I had left. Do these, it's just a bit of extra protection. G'day folks. So it's been quite a while since I was out here last. Been fairly busy with other things. Last weekend was a pretty busy one too, fair bit going on. Got the wagon out last weekend. As you can see, it's finally working. So the thing went mint, everything was all good. Still had good oil pressure, didn't get hot, and yeah, fairly hammered the shit out of it. So yeah, pretty happy with that. It's been kicking me ass for quite a while, so it's good to be finally back to where it was a couple of years ago. Also, we've had some new toys turn up. The new compressors showed up. Chicago Air. It's the 150, the big one. Thought, fuck it, lash out, spend the money. We've got it once, and it should be good after that. So, yeah, or new compressor. It's a pops old thing. It's not far off throwing a rod or burning the shed down. And yeah, I was just sick of having tools. They'd fire up, you get halfway through, and they just start getting doughy and running out of power. So, new compressor. Got a receiver tank also to hook up. I thought I'd do a quick comparison of yeah, how quiet these are. So this just pops fun. So that thing's definitely not passing roadworthy. Chuck the new one in. It's easy as that. Quiet as. I'm actually pretty surprised. So the beauty of it, you can run them separately. So yeah, more than happy with that. Might be a loose fitting up there, but I'll tend to it. But yeah, definitely worth the money. Quiet as. And yeah, it should definitely pump the air out. So it would have been plugged in by now, but Pop's got the air set up so it's plumbed all through the walls by a poly pipe. But as you can see, there's a nice big crack there. So that's put an end to that job for now. I've got to grab all the stuff to fix that. Not much else happening. Corolla's right to go for when I can get to an event. Trailer's still on the mend. Datsun's had a bit of a wash and some ceramic coat so you can see while the water's rushing off it. Just try and protect it a bit. The guards are all sanded, ready for paint. I've just got to get a day where it's nice enough to paint and an air system that works. So I ended up getting back on this tub. Got the inner lip where the inner guard actually spot welds to the wheel arch there. Got rid of that. Fixed up a few other things. Straightened that lip out because I wanted as straight as possible, because the tub's going to come down and basically meet at the edge of it and go straight up. So if it's out and then I weld the wheel tub to it, you won't really be able to move it afterwards. So it's best to do it now. With the tub floor lifted and all those bits cleaned up and those bits grinded off, got rid of. Finally got back in here. I've been pretty busy doing other things. Been getting the boat ready. It's summer season almost, so time to get in early, get it ready. Ended up coming out here tonight after that and got back into building some pieces. So these were side pieces that I couldn't fold up because I didn't have the profile gauges. Well, the profile gauges turned up and worked the treat. Also got all my measurements, and I even have a cut off that other cab. So it's definitely made it a lot easier. So this is driver's side. Still needs a bit of fine tuning, but yeah, just shrunk the end of it, pulled the radius into it. This end I ended up just hand hammering, and as it's slightly curved on that edge, so I couldn't just fold it straight, otherwise yeah, it wouldn't fit the door. And then yeah, shrunk that end too, which is yeah, pulled radius into it. And the hard part with these is that end where the bonnet is to that end, it's two different radiuses. It actually turns sort of more of a radius towards the door, got it done. So that's the driver's side. Just set up the passenger side, sort of just roughly. Just sitting in there, magically, on a little stand. So that's basically what it's going to look like. Basically fits over, welds up there, comes down, goes underneath. So all I've got to do is just set up the boxes. And also close the back in there while trying to get to the hinge. So I've got to cut a lot more out of there, but left too much just so I don't run out. So it's slowly coming together. So something like that. Yeah, there will be gaps. I don't build anything that doesn't have gaps. But again, Sally's got me covered. So I'll trim this end down. It'll weld in too. And basically we're starting to get a cab corner. Finally. So just a few more pieces that I've got ready. Just so as soon as it gets back from blasting, most of it can be welded in. And we can finally start seeing some progress. So while I'm going, I thought I'd grab one of the boxes I made. See if I can fit him up in its spot. Something like that. And that's basically the whole corner. Pretty simple. It's not exactly original looking, but you won't see most of it. Front guard goes over the box. Bonnet's usually closed. Well, with most people's stuff, probably not mine, but so the new compressor's doing wonders. Got the tub done. Thanks to the old man for helping me with the compressor. Had a couple of small issues, but sorted them out. So this tub's basically right for the sides. Just got to do the centers if I decide to do them, and those humps there, and then we can start looking at tubs. So it's my weekend off. Plan is to get the Webers swapped over on the Datsun. Got everything there ready to go. So I'm heading around to my mate Chris's. You've probably seen me Roberto Performance. Comes to Hemi 6s and Webers, he's the man. So he's offered to help me out, get them on, get them tuned up. Everything else is ready to go, I've got all the stuff. So we'll get into it now. I'll head around there and see how we go.
I'm used to finding comfort in the zones of clouds and bones I get loose to. A mountain is spontaneous, spinning in monsoon and grinning this high octane. Explosive how I came, rolling down the hills cause life's a hassle. Encircled by my folly like a moat around the castle. Stay afloat, catch a second wind, thin is the air I breathe. Teary-eyed nose running, wipe the snot on my sleeve. I'm calling on the Savior to be all that I need. Please forgive me, my behavior had me lost in light speed. Times like these that make me say, yeah, Lord, if you see me, please come my way. Like leaving bread.
So Webers are on, and yeah, the whole car, totally different car now. Goes a whole lot better. As you can see in the video, I was sort of just lightly on and off the throttle and it was responding to it. Never used to do that. Definitely picks up a lot quicker. Gets along the road a lot quicker. So yeah, definitely an improvement. So yeah, thanks again Chris for all your help, mate. Much appreciated. It was a bit ordinary trying to get them fitted, just because I've built the extractors on this. They come out a bit further, because originally I built them so they were coming out away from the block a lot further. And yeah, it kind of made us run into a few clearance issues, but we just sort of clearance the intake, clearance the exhaust. Now everything fits, everything's working well, so gonna head back there today, tune it up and put the fuel air gauge on it, see what it's doing for fuel and see how we go, and hopefully we should be sweet. Few pumps. Needs a bit of a tidy up, but starts pretty well really. Barely warmed up and the thing's idling. Dead cold. Weber's for the win. It's back out the shed here. So I'll just give you a quick look.
Ah, yeah.
It looks so much better. Comes a hell of a lot nicer now, so yeah, more than ecstatic with it. Again, Chris, cheers to your help, mate. Definitely helped me out big time here. And yeah, pretty happy with it. Now we've got Weber's. The old tappets need adjustment, but I'll get to that probably another weekend. So yeah, bit of a win for the Weber's. So I'll throw up a quick photo, what it used to look like with the single carb, and what it looks like now with the Weber's. As you can see, so much better, hell of a lot nicer, makes the engine bay look 3 times as good, and yeah, just an overall improvement on the car. Yes, it costs a bit of money, but sometimes spend a little bit of money makes a world of difference.